EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to one of the great cities of the world, London, England. Coming up, another installment of the NFL International Series, and it should be a great one, as it'll be the Bisons of Louisville taking on the Wizards of London. On the visiting sideline, their head coach. His guys 1-0 following the season-opening win last Sunday. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis, we are set up here in the booth. They are set down there on the field. Should be a fun one. We are underway on EA Sports. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And trotting out there leading them is their fourth-year quarterback.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie, one of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay of game. Offense. That penalty is declined.
Come on, set, ready.
Now a give, right side. It's Roman. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Yellow, 20, ready.
Now Riddick. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Hey, look at this defense. And they've shown the ability to play tough against the pass, currently ranked number 9 in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup. So what a time this is, folks. We always said that if there was an international city ready for an NFL franchise, this was the one. And now that day has arrived, a permanent NFL team here in the capital city of London. And judging by the early numbers, they could not be more proud. Brought down on the play by Darrell Luter.
Set, ready. 33, yellow. Set.
They go back to Riddick. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And it'll be 4th down. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. A 40-yard punt, given 3 on the return. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100-plus the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
A gain of 12 and a Louisville first down.
Now a play fake here on first down. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. But I think the ball's out. And the defense has come up with it. A little careless with the football. And he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did. And when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, two hands. Get two hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
Open man downfield is Davis. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. So first and goal now from the 7-yard line.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
Here we go.
Here's Redden. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal.
Ready,
Second and goal.
Now the first carry here for the running back. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
The 2-yard line.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
He'll try to pick it up himself. And it's caught. Touchdown. Kyle Williams, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Wizards take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Now the extra point. It's up and good, and it'll give his guys a 7-0 lead.
Wizards 7.
So that drive, 4 plays. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. When you look at this defense, it's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
Normally you want teams to gel late in the season, but this unit, they've been terrific right from the word go. Came in as the number 1 rated unit against the pass in the NFL after just 1 week.
This will wind up a loss on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Brings up 4th down.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. Looking to put a drive together.
Down. Ready.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Able to hook up with Williams here on the out route. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. On the ground, it's Reddick. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11 at the 37-yard line.
Here we go. Set.
They'll drop the throw. This is Reddick on the screen. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just match protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
I out there, lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's London with the football as they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation.
Set, hut. Ready.
He's got it to Williams. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Set. 53. Hut, hut.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is set away. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return. So here's Louisville set to take over on offense. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Ready. 60 Bison. 60 Bison.
Operating from the gun, Barnett. And he's got his man in stride, complete. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down.
At the 37-yard line.
I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. 2nd time in this game, Charles, the ball is squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold onto the football while being jostled?
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, Barnett. He'll try and do this himself, and he'll just get rid of it. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Looking to put a drive together.
Here we go. Here we go. 10 block. Put.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
Brings up second and 18.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's second and 18. Riddick with a carry. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20.
Taken down at the 19.
It's a gain of 7 on the ground, but they'll be faced with third and long.
Brings up third and 11.
Ready?
They're going to look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No first down.
An 8-yard
So they bring out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. And certainly not the greatest of punts there. This will get out of bounds right at their own 40-yard line. So here's Louisville set to take over on offense. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. First and 10. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Just need a yard here. Second and 1.
Ready?
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he stopped immediately there. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at third and 1. The offense on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're up against a third and 1 situation. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Well, they run the option here on first and 10. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. And a solid job using his legs. 16 yards and a first down on the keeper. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10.
Here we go. Here we go. Ready?
Straight ahead they go with Ali. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. Second and 6. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Ready?
Now an option play on second down. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Here we go. Set.
From the gun on third down, Barnett. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
London about set to take over on offense. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. First and 10 as this new drive starts. That is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air.
Ready?
Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Ready.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. He finds Reddick complete. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. He'll look to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Come on, set.
Back to throw again. And bringing it in, it's Davis. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
They go play action here on 1st down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. This one caught by Davis. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they stop him here with just under 40 ticks to go in this 1st half.
Ready, ready. 10 black.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he takes us just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the 1st.
Ready.
He'll drop to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Roman. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll look to throw again. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon.
At the 13-yard line.
He'll look to throw. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Davis. He's going to be brought down there in the field of play, and the clock will run. No timeouts. They will not have the chance to bring out the field goal unit. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there as time expires in the 1st half. And the Wizards will extend their lead on the final play of the half. So after the disappointment in the opening week loss, Charles, this looks like really a completely different football team.
They sure do, and I think they realize we can't start 0-2, and they're determined to not let it happen by the looks of things here in the early going.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to 11.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the 3rd quarter as we're ready to kick off the 2nd half. Back out to our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Scott, thanks very much. And we welcome all of you back here on EA Sports for quarter number 3. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the 2nd half. And this will wind up way short of the landing zone, so that's going to move the ball all the way up to the 40-yard line. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 40.
Come on, come on.
On the give, it's Ali. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Let's go.
Again, it's Ali. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's a pickup of 6. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. A handoff here to Ali. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
2nd and 11. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Joseph. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
Ready? 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
On 3rd down, Ali. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And a 2nd field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. And able to get this out to the 25. London about set to take over on offense. Looking to put a drive together.
Here we go, set. Yellow, 43. Set.
On play action, they'll throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at their 48-yard line.
10 flat. Hut, hut.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at one 48-yard line and ended at the other. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. And on now is the punter, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. And the Louisville offense back out now. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. He finds his man, complete. That's Hernandez. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Off play action. Barnett. Got a man. That's Antoine Green. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. The end result, 21 yards.
Time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go, and it's going to bring up a third down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on third down.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And it will be first and 10 as they take over. Looking to put a drive together.
Here we go. Here we go. Yellow.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. Here's a second and 8.
Brings up second and 8.
Come on, set. Black 40. Set, huh?
They'll look to throw here. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And down he'll go at the 25.
First down. First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Are things looking much rosier for them here in week 2? They work with the lead as they've got it first and 10. The completion to Riddle. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Now the ball on the 30. Here's second and 4.
Set, ready. 45, ready.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That good for 22 and a first down.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
Ready?
Now a play fake here on first down. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down.
Red, hut.
A quick throw there out to Williams. And, he takes a shot at the end of that play.
Complete to Kyle Williams. It's a pickup of 12 yards. Brings up third and 6.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on third.
Ken Black.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now here in London.
Ready.
This offense so far on third down, they're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he's taken down inside the 30. That one good for 15 and a first.
10 at the 29-yard line.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
Well, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the fourth quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand. They're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
As I take a look at the clock, I realize that this drive has eaten up a good portion of the fourth quarter already. Got to tell you, partner, when you're trying to salt away a game, this is exactly what it's supposed to look like.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
6-yard line.
The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. His first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Wizards have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this fourth quarter.
And that right there is the definition of a statement drive. You're in the fourth quarter, trying to get to the finish line, and here, they were able to hold the ball for a long time and move it down the field. And how about them finishing it off with the touchdown run? Winning football 101? Check that box.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Good-looking return set up here. And a great return, solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line. So here's Louisville set to take over on offense. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 44-yard line.
Off the play fake. Barnett. He finds his man. Complete. That's Hernandez. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And now they'll shift things around. Off play action. Barnett. On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Now he's going to step up and run. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. Here's 3rd and 6.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Off the play fake. Barnett. He'll try and do this himself. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way. He should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Operating from the gun. Barnett looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Barnett. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I'll tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to be a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover.
54 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Black 40. Ready.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now defensively here, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
This out quickly to Williams.
And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Now here's whistles and another timeout. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back.
10 black. Ready.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
Yeah, almost, but not quite. Needed 10. He got 9. 4th down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
So here's Louisville set to take over on offense. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Here is 3rd down and 4.
6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Looking to throw. Barnett. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
Now they'll change things around before the snap.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movement. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to do what we call flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
Come on. Hey. 18 Cardinal. Ready.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And the pressure gets there. He'll go down. It's a sack. And he's going to bring us to the 2-minute warning.
And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Here we go. This is 4th down.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. Back to throw. Barnett.
Now he'll tuck this and run.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Now 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Off play action. Barnett.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Ready?
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
From the gun on 3rd down. Barnett toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
He did a fine job there not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get it, and sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing.
Come on, set.
We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down.
Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Down.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground.
And even though he gets out of bounds to stop the clock, it's not going to matter. That 1st down going to be enough to write a finish to this one.
95.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. Good bounce back win. They take the knee. Can't stop the clock defensively. Tough opening week loss, but now 1-1.
Shows that they handled things really well. A lot of teams panic after a week 1 loss, and they start to think that the sky's falling. This team realized there's a long season, and they feel very talented, and they get it done in this one.
So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominant.